It's Monday again, and it's the 27th of April, and that means we are beginning the 7th week of our stay at home order here in Wisconsin. And a lot of people are struggling with that, but we're going to make it. The rain today doesn't help anybody's mood, but we need the rain to help the fields and the flowers that are growing. And I discovered in my garden today that there are some hyacinth that are about this big poking out above the dirt, which is extremely exciting to me because they were planted from some leftover Easter bulbs that somebody thought had died. And I thought, I'll just stick them in the ground and see if they'll come up. And guess what? They are. They're little tiny hyacinths, and tomorrow I hope I can get you a picture of that. In the meantime, this is my friend Frederick. Frederick, these are my people. Frederick is a mouse. There's his little tiny tail. Not so tiny, actually. Frederick, he's got great floppity ears. And he is here today because we are going to read his book. Frederick is a mouse from a book called, brace yourselves, Frederick by Leo Lionni. And remember, he wrote the story we had about the chameleon who was looking for a color of his own. So today we're going to hear Frederick's story. I have to set him down. Maybe I should set him there so he can watch. I'm going to turn around and put him on the bookshelf. There he is. Look how cool that is. And we have his book, Frederick by Leo Lionni. You gotta turn the pages, which is hard to do sometimes when you can't lick your fingers. Oh my goodness. Okay. Frederick. There's no dedication. How sad. Oh well, we'll dedicate it to our Frederick, who is right here. Here we go. All along the meadow, where the cows grazed and the horses ran, there was an old stone wall. In that wall, not far from the barn and the granary, a chatty family of field mice had their home. But the farmers had moved away. The barn was abandoned, and the granary stood empty. And since winter was not far off, the little mice began to gather corn and nuts and wheat and straw. They all worked day and night, all except Frederick. Frederick, why don't you work? They asked. I do work, said Frederick. I gather sun rays for the cold, dark winter days. There he is, soaking up the sun. And when they saw Frederick sitting there, staring at the meadow, they said, "And now, Frederick?" "I gather colors," answered Frederick simply, "for winter is gray." And once Frederick seemed half asleep. "Are you dreaming, Frederick?" they asked reproachfully. But Frederick said, "Oh no, I am gathering words. For the winter days are long and many, and we'll run out of things to say." The winter days came, and when the first snow fell, the 5 little field mice took to their hideout in the stones. I'm going right there. In the beginning, there was lots to eat, and the mice told stories of foolish foxes and silly cats. They were a happy family. But little by little, they had nibbled up most of the nuts and berries. The straw was gone, and the corn only a memory. It was cold in the wall, and no one felt like chatting. Then they remembered what Frederick had said about sun rays and colors and words. "What about your supplies, Frederick?" they asked. Frederick. "Close your eyes," said Frederick as he climbed on a big stone. "Now I send you rays of the sun. Do you feel how their golden glow?" And as Frederick spoke of the sun, the 4 little mice began to feel warmer. Was it Frederick's voice? Was it magic? "And how about the colors, Frederick?" they asked anxiously. "Close your eyes again," Frederick said, and when he told them of the blue periwinkles, the red poppies in the yellow wheat, and the green leaves of the berry bush, they saw the colors as clearly as if they had been painted in their minds. "And the words, Frederick?" Frederick cleared his throat, waited a moment, and then, as if from a stage, he said, "Who scatters snowflakes? Who melts the ice? Who spoils the weather? Who makes it nice? Who grows the 4-leaf clovers in June? Who dims the daylight? Who lights the moon? 4 little field mice who live in the sky, 4 little field mice like you and I. One is the spring mouse who turns on the showers. Then comes the summer who paints in the flowers. The fall mouse is next with walnuts and wheat, and winter is last with little cold feet. Aren't we lucky the seasons are 4? Think of a year with 1 less or 1 more." When Frederick had finished, they all applauded. "But Frederick," they said, "you are a poet." Frederick blushed, took a bow, and said shyly, "I know it." The end. So that's the story of my friend, Frederick, who's right here. And remember, yesterday in our story, I asked you to think about your imagination and your ability to imagine things as they might be when all of this stay at home time because of the coronavirus is over. And Frederick is really a master at imagining because he helped those little field mice in his family dream of a different time and think of when there were all the colors of the world and the sun was warm and they were able to be out. And he helped them remember that time is a cycle and the seasons come and the seasons go and they change, and that no time in our life lasts forever. And so tonight, I hope you can think about Frederick, who's also just extremely cute. And you can think about using your Leah cat. There's Leah. She's not sure. She actually thinks it's time for her dinner, which it's not. But I hope you can use your imagination to think about all the things we can do when this time is over, and to think about spring and warm sun in the summer and being able to play and go out with our friends and adventure and all of those good things. Because it might just be, like Frederick taught his family, that our imagination is what's going to help us get through this and be happy and healthy and strong. So here's Leah again. She's being very picky. Frederick and I hope that you have a wonderful Monday night, and as you go into your next day, you have a very fabulous day as well. And Frederick and I both want you to remember how very, very, very much we love you. Bye-bye.